Hello everyone, Carrie Bradford here. I am going to show you a very quick tutorial on how you can alter the colors of these fun little 3x4 decorative cards so that it could match your color scheme a little bit better if and you needed it to. So first what we want to do is access the hue and slash saturation. And you can do that by coming up to image and adjustments. And if I had Photoshop elements, I would be doing this on there, but it should be pretty much the same, between Photoshop and Photoshop elements. I apologize. I've been trying to get that installed and I've been having problems. Anyway, so you can come up and get your hue saturation by coming up this way through the menus. Or if you go to window, you can add your adjustments window. So like that, I have that open up down here. And I like using it this way personally because it's actually going to create a separate layer for what we're working on so that if you wanted to change the opacity, you could go ahead and do that. So why don't you go ahead and just open up your adjustments window. And we're going to come over here and we're going to click on this little guy right here. And it's the hue saturation, and it brings up this little window. If you see here, it currently says master, and if we were to slide that up and down, you can of course see what kind of color changes you're going to get. And I'm just going to double click where it says hue, and it takes that back down to a 0 value, or you could just enter in 0. The saturation again, that's just going to kind of, remove the color from you, and that kind of gives it a vintagey look. That's kind of fun and different, just removing the saturation. And then I'm just going to double click on the word saturation and take it back. And then of course you've got the lightness, to change as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and reset that. But what we want to do here is, this is definitely red and green. And so we can alter the colors of the red and the green individually. So let's come and click on master, and we're going to click on reds. And then if you notice here, as we click on the hue, as you move it up or down, it's going to change that color. And I am just going to maybe add, let's maybe add just a little bit of that. It kind of adds a little bit of yellow to it by going up to a +3. And then I can change the saturation level. And if you watch, as I take it down to maybe a -30, it kind of just gives it that, just a soft brick color maybe. And then of course, you've got your lightness, and as I take that down, it just kind of alters that even a little bit more. And I'm going to maybe put that at about, let's say a -10. And now we want to alter the green. So let's come up here, go to our greens. And again, we can move the slider around and see which direction we want to go to alter that color. I kind of like this. I'm at a -69. And that kind of adds, a bit more yellow. It kind of makes it so it's not such a bright green. And then we can come over here to our saturation, and let's see what that's going to end up doing for us. Ooh, that makes it really bright. And then, that of course takes it down. I'm thinking, let's just maybe, I don't know, -20. That's kind of looking good. And again, we could play with the lightness and make it a darker green, or make it, more of a faded green that way. And I'm going to maybe set it about, let's say, around -30. So now, if we look at our layers palette, you'll see that we have a hue saturation adjustment layer. And we can turn this off and on so you can see the difference between the two that we have chosen. And so that, just kind of gives it more of an antique-y look. It kind of, if you're kind of working with some of those more muted tones, you can actually go through and change that file so that it looks the way you want to. And so it's just kind of a matter of playing with that hue saturation, just kind of get it to where it is that you want. And if you like that, but maybe you want to take away some of that and kind of maybe get it in between, I've just gone up here and I've changed the opacity to 60%, and you can see, it's not quite as muted. It's kind of blending the old way with the new way and kind of making it just a little bit, more unique. So, there you go. Have some fun playing with the hue and saturation on these cards, making it fit the way you need to. Now, there's one other way that you can alter your colors, and I've chosen to work with a different one from the very retro Christmas kit, just because it's a little more defined in the red and the green. It doesn't have those stripes, and it's just kind of easier to do what we're going to do. So what you can do is you can come over here and get your magic wand, and you can just click Make sure you've got the layer selected, and then just click on the color green, and you can see it's going through and it's picking up most of those green pieces on that one side. If I hold down my shift key and click the green on the other side, it's going to select that up too. And let's just go ahead and work with that for now. And I'm going to go ahead and choose this color orange just because it's something, we'll definitely see the difference between the red and the green. And I am just going to go ahead and say, okay, I'm going to grab the paint bucket tool, and then I am just going to click on the green area, and it's going to fill it in with the orange. And there you go. You can see how you can easily just switch that out. Then you'll just want to go through and pick up the green inside of those places there. I can press Control or Command D to deselect, and you can see how how it's made that difference. And then again, you've also, if you look inside here, you've got that darker green. So you're just going to kind of want to go through and just kind of pick up those greens and just switch those out. And we could do the same thing with our red. And let's grab our magic wand tool and click on the red. And let's go ahead and just choose a different color. We'll do aqua. And then let's grab our paint bucket tool and click on the red, and it fills it in with the aqua. So that's one other quick little way that you can alter the colors of these cards. And there you go. Just, you can go out and have some fun with that. Thanks for stopping by.